everyone, and welcome to another edition of Netters Network Thursday Things, where my special guest is waiting in the green room to be brought in. But before I do that, let me introduce you to my co-host. You know him as the love of my life, that guy at the end of the bar, Troy Pacelli. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
I am doing well, thank you. It's knock on wood, or pressure treated plastic, I guess. I have had a pretty decent week, so it's been pretty homeostasis. Hope that holds out for one more day. But for now, I am drinking a zero sugar grapefruit soda.
Awesome. I have switched temporarily from my Meyer brand sparkling water to La Croix because it was on sale.
Yep.
This one is a beach plum. It's actually not bad. I can actually taste a little bit of plum in there. So, yeah, it's got a good flavor to it. So that is my drink of choice. I'm drinking water, just carbonated. Yes. Before we bring in our guests, let me say hello to our chat. First in, I'm seeing is, wow, JPRPH1 in at 3:27 p.m. I think that's the earliest I've had anyone come in.
Just wandered by, thought I'd say hi, right?
Yeah, I just said howdy. Then Lady Myst was in at 5:37. The next one in super early. Thank you for being here, sweetie. And she's brought me my hearts and flowers. We have Jessie Green saying hello. Let's see. My chat just jumped. Give me a second. Okay. Connie Clary saying hello to the chat. How you doing, sweetie? John, how you doing, sweetie? I know your alter ego is also here.
Yeah, you might be here a couple times.
Yeah, you mean like that one?
Yeah, there you go.
Curtis Selby, the tired blogger, is rating my channel. Thank you for being here and bringing all your peeps with you. Okay, I kind of like the way this is worded. This
tired rating.
It's like they're just so tired of rating. How you doing, Matt Sheetwood?
I just picture someone, on a horse behind Genghis Khan, going, "I'm just tired of rating."
Deleted Scenes giving his salute. Speaking of deleted scenes, at the very end of the stream,
we will be doing a raid.
Yes, I have my channel set up so if you just stay here, you don't go anywhere. You just stay here.
You will automatically be redirected.
Right, to deleted scenes weekend update. So stay here afterwards. Don't go nowhere. Maybe run to the bathroom if you need to, but stay here. And you'll be redirected to deleted scenes for his Thursday stream. It's first time I'm doing this, so I'm hoping I did it right. It should be right. Everything looked right. So yeah. Let's see. Who else do I have here? I said hi to Connie. Big L Presents. How you doing, sweetie?
Are, buddy.
And I don't believe I've seen a Donson in my stream before, so welcome. That's my brother.
Yep. I was going to say, look, it sounds familiar. I'm guessing he's one of the crew.
Yep. And Nigma Severus, how you doing, sweetie? Jesse Guajardo, how you doing, sweetie? Okay, scrolling. And I think I'm finally down to the bottom. So I know I missed typing in my hello, sweeties, to a couple of you. I'm trying to remember now which ones it was that I missed, so I can say hello to y'all. I know Enigma and Deleted, because those are like the last ones.
I hope you guys realize this really is all about you. We want to at least start all the streams focused on you guys.
Exactly.
You are the ones that make all this happen.
That is exactly why I will drop my hi sweeties in the chat and make sure that you all feel welcome. And let's see, I got Enigma, Deleted, and just I'm missing somebody because I know I said hello to 4 people that I hadn't said hello to before. I'm not sure if it was Donson or not. If I miss saying hello to you, please let me know because I have to drop my high squeeze. It's my thing.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's it for the comments. So yes, I know I missed someone. At least I think I did. So if I missed you, please let me know. I do want to drop my high sweetie for y'all. Okay. Oh, Jesse Green, thank you.
There you are.
I knew there was someone. I'm like, was it this person? Was this person? Let me say hello to my Jesse Green.
Yeah, I think Jesse was here for a while. I saw some previous comments there.
It's like, I know I said hello to everyone.
And you said hello to
for the
Vandross?
stream. And then more people came in after that with the raids. So it's like, I know I missed some people. Oh, and we also have Vandross in the chat there. So make sure I say hello to Vandross. Okay, now I think I got everybody. Okay. Well, our guest tonight, recurring guest, fantastic guest. If you like spooky stories, you're going to love our guest. You know him as the Vagrancy Horror, but tonight he's just being Christoph. How you doing tonight, sweetie? And what are you sipping on?
Well, I always have my Cthulhu Tiki full of Coke. But...
Cthulhu Tiki, I love it.
And, of course, love the hat.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Very styling.
Yes. And before we get much further, Geek Flag with Nate has popped into the chat. Bonjour. So I'll make sure I say hello to Geek Flag.
Yep.
Okay. It's been a minute since you've been on. So what have you been up to? We were talking a little bit in the green room about you had to kind of restart your channel. And as a result, you are seriously under sub.
Yes.
Now, my lovelies in my chat, he only has 413 subs right now. I know some of you may already have subbed to him, but can you go back and double check you're still subbed? Because YouTube has been taking away a lot of the subs from people, and I just want to make sure that y'all are still subbed to him. And if you're not subbed, well, my guest channel is pinned to the very top of the chat. So really easy to right click on there and go over to his channel and drop that sub. Remember, subs are free. They don't cost you anything.
True.
But the way it encourages the person you subbed is immeasurable. So please make sure you do that. Show my guests the love, because I know you will. So tell us about the kind of restart of your channel and what's been going on with that.
Excuse me. So as I was saying to you, 2023 was just an absolute mess for pretty much everyone involved. There was drama, there was conflict, there was a lot of mess. And it's kind of funny, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, it kind of all came to a head, and I realized we hadn't posted an original story since Halloween. And I kind of had to sit myself down and have an uncomfortable conversation with the man in the mirror, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
he can be difficult to talk to sometimes.
Oh yeah, no, that guy's an a-hole.
Yeah, I know how
I detest that guy. But no, and it kind of came back to I am an incredibly lucky son of a such and such.
Uh-huh.
I somehow found myself surrounded by the most talented, patient, wonderful group of people I could. And I think a big reason that the channel kind of needed to be rebooted and reimagined was that I realized I was doing the least of anything at all on the channel.
Mm.
And it's not a matter of of talent. It was just, I was waiting for so many other moving parts, and I kind of had to sit myself down, because when all this was going on, we started up our second channel, the gaming channel, Lobulus, which Donson has actually been on several times.
Yeah.
And it was funny because me and Vandross in the chat here, actually, we would sit down and record for that channel, and like the next day we're ready to get a video up, and I was like, why can't the Vagrancy horror be like that? Why can't we do that with, you know, the main channel? I mean, the Lobalist channel was literally something we thought up to do because we were bored anyway, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And it kind of struck me, it's because of the fact that Lobalist is just me and the bishop, or
Yeah.
Vandross as he is in the chat. I'm trying not to breathe heavy into the microphone.
Well, we'll make this the ASMR stream then.
Or the naughty stream.
Or the naughty stream, yeah, right.
There are many, many things in this world you do not want to or need to be aware of. Me involved in anything naughty is on that list. But back to my story. You know, it was really hard because, you know, the Vagrancy horror was always my creation. It was my mythos. It was my responsibility. And I kind of was just too comfortable passing the ball on to these incredibly talented people around me.
Yeah.
And so we really just tore the whole thing down in terms of how we make these videos, because every individual episode of the Vagrancy horror, the actual stories, had multiple pieces of original art, an entire original sound score, which was actually kind of fun too, because there were several times where we had to go out and do some vigilante filming and recording, if you will, to get sound effects and stuff like that. We almost ran the bishop over getting the sound effects for the tires in the fields.
Oh gosh. Let me guess. He was down at the ground level with a microphone or something like that?
Yes, because we wanted to be sure we got the sound of the tires going over gravel, which required him to be as close as possible.
Okay.
And
can I make a suggestion? Now I know maybe budget is not, you know, something that you have a great deal of, but when you can, maybe start thinking about a wireless mic, something that could, you know, be attached to the car or attached to the well, maybe not the wheel. You don't want it to spin away, but you know, something like that, so that you're not physically in danger.
Yeah, we have a little battery handheld microphone, and for the longest time, that's actually what we used.
Ah, I see.
And it's kind of funny because
duct tape does wonders. Just saying. How am I going to mount this on the fender of my car? Duct tape.
Oh yeah, I can fix almost anything with duct tape and a butter knife.
There you go. Exactly.
My grandfather was a veteran from the Vietnam War. He was a mechanic, actually. And he swore up and down that 9 times out of 10 he used bubble gum, duct tapes, and good old fashioned prayer to hold those birds together.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anyway, but I guess like I was saying, it's funny because we've bought fancy ass. I said I wasn't going to do that. Fancy, you know, sound equipment and foam padding, and yet here I sit right now in a corner of a room, pretending to be out in the desert, surrounded by empty cardboard boxes to cancel out noise. And it works great. We have gone through multiple microphones, and now part of the recreation, now we use the microphone on this laptop that I'm talking to you right now through. And it's funny, like, you know, so many things we've tried and we thought they were working, and in spite of all the money, in spite of all the time and the headaches, I'm literally surrounded by like 50 cents of prop and prep now. But no, the entire format of the channel has changed. And I personally am really excited with it because I'm hoping that we can actually get to maybe, and knock on wood. There's no wood around me. I've got cardboard. Knock on cardboard. Knock
Yeah.
on cardboard, guys.
It's all cellulose, right?
Well, I mean, it's all carbon-based matter.
There you go.
That's close enough.
Right.
I'm sure Donson will chime in somehow and point out some error in that. But no, I'm trying to think how to explain it. But I'm really hoping that with this new format and the new way we're going forward with it, we might be able to maybe do monthly stories.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we still have the Lobeless channel, which is pretty much devolved into being a Fortnite channel. But
Okay.
it's a lot of fun, and that channel is actually doing really good too. Hopefully it only gets better. But yeah, I actually had something, because one of the big changes that we're making to the videos, and something that I've always felt was kind of neglected in the actual stories themselves, is I love emphasizing locations, and I've always wanted these stories to feel like they are not supposed to be in this world. That's what vagrant means. That's what vagrancy is. It's
right.
an elaborate way of saying trespass. And it's funny because I want to say it was like 3, maybe 4 years ago, I went to Alabama for my little brother Donson's graduation from high school. And while I was there, I basically went any place I could find that looked like it was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, and I just took pictures. And we've actually managed to incorporate those pictures for the stories going forward.
Oh.
And it's actually kind of funny too, because I roped my mother, who I wish was here in the chat to verify this. Unfortunately, she literally makes computers want to off themselves, so maybe it's she's not here, so she can't get mad at me. She has literally made a computer curse at her and turn itself off.
Wow, that takes talent. That is real talent.
It even sounded like the sensor bleep, and then it just black screened. And to this day, we don't know what she did. But anyway, so I roped her into helping me. And we literally were just driving around looking for places that looked like a vagrant would be in them. And there were several times I was like, stop the car, hold on, wait a minute, let me get out. Like, we're on the side of the road in Piedmont, Alabama, and I'm trying to get into these people's barns and stuff like that, and storage garages, and she is just in the car, like, trying to whisper yell at me to get back in the car. And I'll quote her, "We're in Alabama, people will shoot you." And I literally turn around and look at her and go, "No, they'll shoot at me."
Yeah.
There's a huge difference, and if I get the shot, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is my mother in the chat right now.
Oh
dear.
To confirm what you were saying, right?
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, we still want to know how you made the computer,
I'm here and I figured out how to talk.
Well, real quick, for those just joining us or have just joined us recently, the link to my guest's channel is pinned to the top of the chat. My guest is seriously undersubbed. So
yes.
If you think you're subbed, please just double check you're still subbed, because YouTube. And if you're not subbed, would you mind going over there and giving him a sub? Because as I said earlier, it's like a sub costs you nothing, right, but it's immeasurable to the person that's receiving that sub.
So please, translation, guys, if you're thinking, and I know a lot of you probably are, okay, yeah, I saw him the last time he was on the show, I subscribed then. go check anyway.
Yeah, it's like I had a guest a couple weeks ago where I'm sitting there going, okay, let's get one more to make that even number, because you know me, I like my even numbers. And then I realized that I wasn't subbed. I had been unsubbed by YouTube.
Yep.
Excuse me. So I had to resub, and that gave me that extra number. But it was like, how did I become unsubbed? YouTube. So please just double check that you are still subbed, and if you're not subbed, please drop a sub for them. Currently, I can talk.
This is Bob Wah Wah Wah.
Currently, we are now at 419 subs. So we have 6 new subs for our guests.
Thank you, guys. See, I told you, at least some of you guys.
Yes.
There's Dad Man Walking. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you. Yes. And in fact, Dad Man Walking was a guest a month or two ago. Maybe double check and make sure you're still subscribed to him too, and everyone else that's here in the chat with you.
Exactly.
Christoph, let me ask you this. So you have the story of the stories, the series, the anthology of the Vagrant, right? Do you have all those stories listed out in a playlist that people can easily go and check out when they jump over there?
So that is something I will admit I have been really bad about actually doing. I do intend to actually set that up appropriately tonight. It's funny because when I first started the channel, because the whole channel is dedicated to this entire mythos, entire mythology, and I intended for one playlist called the Introductions, because the core of this mythos, and I'll give a bit of a lore dump for any of the nerds out there. The mythos focuses around these 5 deities, and so the introduction series is meant to be showcasing them, and then the next big, I guess you could say, arc was what I refer to as the Peaksport saga. Unfortunately, that is not finished, but we will get it finished. It will be done. There's only I want to say 2 more stories actually to do in the saga. But like I said, everything kind of got derailed back in last year. But yeah, that is on the to-do list to organize the channel a little bit more. It's funny because when you tell people that you have a channel, or 2 channels in my case, everyone is like, they assume you're some kind of guru, and let me just shatter the illusion right now. I have no earthly idea what I'm doing.
You'd be surprised, Christoph, because they tell people, when they're trying to teach people to humble out, just remember there's always someone who knows more than you, someone who's better than you, stronger than you, faster than you, whatever. But it goes the other way too. There's always somebody that looks up to you as knowing more than they do. So, keep that in mind. But the fact is, when PJ of Orville Nation says we grow together, I don't think he's just talking about helping each other get subscribers and watching each other's channels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's also talking about, giving each other advice and, suggestions and stuff like, just like this. I just mentioned, hey, maybe, put a list together, if that improves the channel, and I've contributed,
that, and for some newer YouTubers that are like, I'm just starting out, I've got no clue, maybe giving advice on equipment to get. We've asked so many different YouTubers, like Michael with retroblasting. It's like, what kind of equipment do you use to record?
Lighting, stuff like that. Yeah.
And he's the one who told us about getting a mixer, and it's like,
he says, you guys got to get a mixer.
Yeah, so it's like from him we learned about getting a mixer and what camera he uses. There's another YouTuber that we'll watch all the time. He does these really great what would you call those? It's the fellow we were watching last night. who does the
We watched a lot of videos.
no,
last night.
Barely an Inconvenience.
Oh, you guys know him, the pitch guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he went through and goes, this is the lighting I use, this is the camera I use, these are the microphones I use. And I actually got some good ideas from him on different lighting things. So it's like I get advice wherever I can get it. Anything I can do to make the channels better for me and Troy, because I mean, you can see us right now. We're literally 5 feet apart, facing each other. And we're in this tiny section of our basement, or family room, whatever you want to call it, trying to do this. And Troy's monetized, I'm not. So every little bit that has come in for him being monetized has gone right back into the channel to get the mixer. We're getting better microphones. We're getting better lighting. We're getting better everything. And we can't do that without your help.
True.
So when I am trying to think, how can I improve the channel? I'm thinking not just content, but the equipment. So, anything like that, that'll help out a new YouTuber. Of course, I want to be able to say, hey, well, this is what we're using. This works really well for us. Or, we tried this thing. You want to stay away from that. But I hear this thing's really good. And, da-da-da. So, I totally get that. And, of course, having your content organized in a way so that when your subscribers go there, or just checking out the channel, see if, hey, this is something I'm interested in, having it in some sort of an order where they can just go boom, 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 boom down the line to watch the different vids. And, it's kind of like, okay, this is the first part of the story. Now let me hear the next part of the story. Let me hear the next one. Instead of having to go, okay, well, here's the first part. Where's the next part of the story? Where's this one hiding? What's it called? If you have them in order, they just go one to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's, a nice flow for them. And then they're more likely to stick around for more stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because, we learn from each other. I don't know if I'd be a good example. I'm literally surrounded by cardboard boxes using well, actually, no, we do have, what's funny is I can't remember what kind of microphone we use, but it's bizarre. It actually works better the farther you are from it. I don't understand what reverse Clifforian logic it runs on.
I suspect there's somebody who knows more about sound engineering than we do that would probably tell us it has something to do with the sensitivity of the pickup. And so it's farther out, it's less distorted, but the closer and closer it gets.
There's some setting, that sort of thing.
Yeah. But no, it's, I don't know. It's the weirdest things work, right?
Right.
Exactly. And again, my guest tonight is at 419 subs. You know me, I like my even numbers. Can I get at least one more? I prefer to get 6 so that, we're at the next tier. But if I get one more, you know how much that would make me happy? That would make me very happy.
Oh, yeah.
Again, his channel is pinned to the top of the chat. So if you just right click on there, remember, it costs you nothing to sub, but it's immeasurable for our guests.
Yeah.
And like Troy already mentioned, PJ always says, together we grow. And the whole point of Thursday Things is to help different YouTubers grow their channels. I want you to know more about my guests because you may not know them.
Right.
You may have seen them in the chat or something, but you don't know anything about their channels. This is a chance for you to get to know about them, about their channels, and go, hey, I want to know more about that. And I said it like that sub just means so much. It helps them to grow their channel so that eventually they can get monetized. They can give you bigger and better content. They can get better equipment, just like we're doing. So please, if you think you're subbed, go back and double check you're still subbed. And if you're not subbed, what are you waiting for?
Exactly.
Come on, show the love.
So, Christoph, you of course you have the anthology story, but you also have a weekly show, a live stream, I believe, on Wednesday nights. Am I correct?
Yes, from one side to the other.
Yep. Want to tell everybody about that?
So from one side to the other is basically why no one should ever leave me unattended with a live camera and a microphone.
Yes, I can agree with that. Yes.
So you have to understand, if there was ever to be a book written about my, for lack of a better term, career, it would probably be called F It, Let's Do It. Because literally every decision, every major decision I've made since I moved out of the house here to Colorado has started with F it, why can't we?
Yeah.
Why can't we make a channel telling scary stories? Why can't we have a channel where we play video games with one of the characters from the horror stories, actually, which is such a delight, I have to admit. I love playing villains. But from one side to the other was actually not my idea. It was actually the bishop, or Vandross here in the chat. He just asked one day, why don't you do live stuff? And it was like, F it, why don't we?
Yeah.
You know? And from one side to the other, on paper, it's supposed to be a show where we talk about random, weird, strange, unknown things. Half the time it devolves into me rambling incoherently about a vaguely held together plot line of topics of interest. I mean, heck, we had, I want to say, like a whole month where literally it was just me, the bishop, and my friend Jesus, literally just talking about the horrible decisions we've made playing Dungeons and Dragons. And then we topped it off actually doing a D&D game.
That's awesome.
Which, by the way, the bishop just walked away with and was completely the hero of the hour, single-handedly.
He won D&D, right?
Yeah, which is the funny thing is that he was the one who kind of was like, this is going to go badly. I'm going to make a fool of myself. And then he just goes and like steamrolls 4 boss fight enemies alone. And I'm just literally standing there.
Leroy Jenkins.
See, that's the sad part. So, okay, I'll explain the context for people who don't know.
Sure.
We were playing this adventure where basically each of us had to send a character into this dungeon alone. And the chat, my loyal subjects, completely threw me under the bus and were like, Christoph goes first. Send Christoph's character in first. I'm like, you mother.
Yeah.
And the only one who was sad when my character finally keeled over was my
mom. Well, then, at least you got mom in your corner, right?
You know, that's a weird thing. And I don't know if I said this on camera, but it has dawned on me from social media. I don't get most people these days. Like, am I really one of like 10 people who had a good mother? Seriously.
Nobody's got a perfect mother, but
no, but it's.
I think
my mom was.
Well, okay, maybe yours was, but
yeah,
I've met your mother.
Yeah. My mom can be a challenge. That is absolutely true.
That's saying it politely.
That's a nice way of saying it, right? No, absolutely.
I mean, I love my mother-in-law, but yeah, she can be a handful.
But no, it was funny. I was literally mentioning it. I think I mentioned it on the show yesterday. How it's like, yeah, you go on social media and like so many people are saying how they have bad relationships with their parents or they've had falling outs or something. It's like, dude, my mother is my biggest fan, next to maybe my dad or my little brother, and they will all fight over this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm sorry you guys all apparently drew short straws. My mom's awesome. So no.
And mom says, I'm one of the lucky moms to have great kids.
There you go. Well, you know, you can take the credit for that. That's kind of the way it works, you know?
Yeah. But anyway, back to my point that I was trying to make. From one side to the other, it really is, yeah. I would say it's probably exhibit A in evidence for why nobody should leave me unsupervised, because I will absolutely, I'll do whatever the hell I want to without a second thought. And then it'll be like, oh, that was a bad idea. No, it's funny because I mentioned how it's so fun to do the Lobalist channel because within the mythos, Lobalist, the character, is kind of the mustache twirling, just pure villainous cad bad guy. And it is so fun to get into that mentality. And, and there have been times where literally we're recording a game and I'll say something in character and the bishop will just look at me and go, "We cannot use that. You cannot say that.
Yeah.
That is going to be edited out. You cannot do that, dude."
Oops.
Oh no, there.
But
You
you
always need people around you to say, "Yeah, you know that inner voice that you have. Don't listen to it."
Well,
some of us don't have inner voices.
Well, there you go.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, the idea you get into a character and a villainous creature, I guess you could say, like Lobalist. Yeah, no, he's going to insult people. He's mean-spirited. That's kind of the humor of the channel, is how snide and just over the top villain he is. And it's actually funny because in a video that hopefully will get edited and put up soon, I actually got to sing.
Uh-oh.
I literally broke out into song, and the entire time I'm trying to focus on singing. I'm kind of looking out of the corner of my eye at the bishop, and he's just like trying to encourage me, but obviously you can't talk when someone else is singing into a microphone.
Right.
And it's even funnier because it was a sad song, and hello, Sashi.
Sashi.
Hello.
It was coming over from Curtis Selby's stream, but it was caught in a gravity anomaly.
It happens. It absolutely happens.
Oh, good. How do you think I ended up here in this clipping out bizarre desert scene?
Yeah, there you go.
I swear, dude, those gravity anomalies, man. Oh, I just need to step inside and use the phone. Yeah, now they live on the couch. Anyway, but no, it's funny because the song, when I'm doing the song, the character Lobalist was supposed to be like really sad, and so I was able to kind of cheat because I am cracking up at my own humor while I'm trying to sing, and so I was like, no, wait, this is good. That sounds like he's on the verge of tears or something.
Yeah.
And I dread to actually have the bishop to talk to the bishop about editing it, because I can only imagine he's gonna be like, you have no idea how much editing is going to go in to make that sound hearable. Because the funny thing is actually this is the second time I've actually tried singing for a show, and the last time we actually weren't able to use the audio because the microphone screwed up for some reason. Oh, hi, Dad. My dad finally showed up in the chat.
Wow, okay, so now we can literally say this is a family stream, so we gotta,
Oh yeah,
watch the swears.
So actually now I have to ask, Mom, Dad, are you both subbed to your son here?
Yeah, I mean, if you've gone this long supporting him and you're not subscribed, what the hey?
Well, now
currently
we've been saying...
we are at, drumroll please. My screen is refreshing. Hold on. 420 subs.
Nice.
So I'm torn between the fact that it's 7 subs and I want 3 more to make it 10, and wanting 5 subs to make it 425 because I like those even numbers.
Yeah.
So anyone that is not already subbed, please go over to Vagrancy Horror's channel. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. Drop a sub. If you think you're subbed, go back and double check you're still subbed. And let's see if we can get a few more subs to our lovely guests this evening. I said a sub costs you nothing, but it's immeasurable in how it encourages our guests. So please do that. Like I said, together we grow. let's show the love.
And it's a funny story, actually. You mentioned family chats. So on the Lobeless channel, the bishop actually plays a character too. Lobeless has this little henchman yes man we call the S killer. And the problem is I want to say it was like last Friday, we actually did a live stream for Lobeless, and the bishop's dad showed up in the chat, and and the bishop completely fumbled and stopped. Well, no, because he's supposed to be in character, and there was a point he caught himself dropping an F-bomb, and I kind of was giving him heck about that. I was like, really? You don't want to heaven forbid you say an F word. Your name is literally killer, and you're worried about F-bombs. And he just blurts out, "My dad's in the chat. I can't curse." And I'm like, oh, Bishop. This is a reason we record these without showing our faces. We're in and I can't say that. I have to stay in character, but oh my, I almost lost it at that one. I love doing the live stream stuff because nothing ever goes as it's planned.
No, that absolutely is true. I mean, my show. I mean, I drink, so obviously I have no idea what's going to happen, and oftentimes I don't remember what has happened.
It's funny. It's like I was encouraging everyone to sub to you, so now your dad and mom are sub to me.
Oh, nice.
Well, Dad says now we're sub to you.
That is sweet.
There we go.
Thank you for that.
Sweet. Yeah. But yeah, no. And again, it's the story of my whole career has just been F it, why can't we?
Right.
And there you go. There's something you can learn from me. If you ever wonder about doing something on YouTube, sincerely ask yourself, well, what'll happen? Like what's the worst case scenario if I decide to, make a channel or do something? And then do it anyway. There's my advice. I mean, hey, who knows? The worst case scenario, you end up with 420 subscribers sitting in a room surrounded by walls made of cardboard. The fun side note is actually,
I mean, it's like my live streams are steady. Every Thursday I have a guest on. We talk about them and their channels. Every other Saturday I'm doing the movie rewatches. But then my other content is such an eclectic mix of things. I've got
how-to videos.
Yeah, I've got how-to videos. I've got what do you call it? Product demonstrations, things like that. I've got one where I'm ranting about a cosmetic company. I have a 5-part series on doing a bathroom reno on the cheap. I figure I'm doing this thing. I'm going to record it. If people watch it, they watch it. If they don't, they don't. But I'm, at least I have something that I could put up. If one person even is intrigued by this and wants to try it, They now know all of my supplies, what I did, how I did it. And it's like, I actually got some very positive response on it. It's like, cool. So you just got to throw things out sometimes to see, you throw the spaghetti at the wall and see if it sticks.
So, you were talking earlier about, don't know what you're doing and whatnot. And you know what? There's going to come a day when maybe you make the video that tells the new YouTubers, hey, this is what I do. This is how I do it. These are the cameras I use, the microphones I use, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, Geek Flag when he says, Netter, today I learned how to put a pillowcase on. Yes, because that is one of my short videos on how to put on a pillowcase. The easy, frustration-free way.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but now I actually do have something that I could hypothetically share with you guys.
Oh, sure.
Is there a way I could
share your screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You know how to do that? It's right down below.
Yeah, it's like you click on, was it present?
Yes.
Yeah, so click on present and then I'll allow you in.
Slide video.
Sashi is
Share
number
screen.
421.
Yeah.
And Curtis says, I need to watch more of Netter's Network to get more life skills. It's like, yeah, I'm trying to put other things up that are more of, because you know how people say, well, everyone knows how to do that. Well, not everyone
don't
will know
assume.
how to do a thing if they've never seen it or never been shown it. So it's like, that's kind of what the channels, what the eclectic videos are about. Okay, so if you're ready to present, you click on, present, and then share screen.
Select a window or screen.
Yes, select your one. Select whichever thing it is that you want to share.
Yeah, is it a tab? Are you going to share your whole screen? Are you going to,
I want to say it's a window. So
okay.
And then I should get another kind of like a pop up in my StreamYard so I can just add
once he chooses. Oh, and is there sound involved or no?
No, it's a still image.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then make sure you don't. Make sure you don't. There'll be a radio button or radio slide to share sound as well. Don't do that, otherwise we'll all echo through your sound.
Yeah. Okay. I think I understand how this works. Yeah.
Okay. I can add that. There you go.
Can we see it? Like I said, I'm going on one single window, one screen, I should say. There we go. So this is actually one of the pictures that I took in Alabama. And obviously me and the bishop have just gone to town with it and cleaned it up, we actually toned it down, removed some of the weirder and more creepy images, stuff that was going on. It was a real wild party over here. But it's kind of funny. One of the big points about the reimagining, the reboot of the channel, I actually went and I watched every video and I looked at, what were people responding to. Oh, Donson's back. Anyway, and what's funny is the episode that got the most responses that people seemed to like the most was actually Dollar Jack, which is interesting because Dollar Jack was the least effort, minimal episode we ever did. Yeah, no. And what's funny is actually that channel was that episode was a nod to a very good friend of mine, the Late Horror Show with Dino.
Right. Yep.
I loved that. I love that channel. I listen to that channel when I go to bed instead of having a radio on. But anyway, and that video was literally just a still picture. And one of the harder pills to swallow, I guess you could say, was that people listen to my videos and not so much watch them, which is a shame because I have such talented artists around me. And I mean, obviously I want them to go full, max level. You know what I mean? But the truth is you really don't need, 3 or 4 pieces of artwork and things like that. And so a big change that we're doing to the channels is every story is going to have a still image like this that basically acts as a screensaver for me to tell the story over. And it's weird because it's been so much fun to actually go in and just mess with these pictures. But I'm actually really proud of these and how this came out and how the other ones have come out. But I don't want to give too much away too fast. So
right.
I just wanted to show this is an example. This is what the channel is going to be going towards. And if this looks like a fun time to you, well, one, you might want to go talk to Gothic Therapy. You might.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, this is it was weird. It's weird because, you know, a lot of people say, well, you can't rebrand, you can't reboot, you can't do that. That's failing. That's, you know, going in the wrong direction. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've enjoyed working on the channel as much as I do right now with these new videos and these new cover images. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm actually sitting here like, I would love to tell more about this image and what is it and what, you know, what is. But I mean, obviously, you know, hey, watch the channel.
Right.
uh, I will give a bit of a bone though. So September 28th is the here in Denver is the Curiosities and Oddities Expo.
Mm-hmm.
That is when we are officially going to be restarting the channel, so to speak, and that's when the new videos will, again, knock on cardboard.
Yeah.
That's when they'll be up and we'll start this new process. But in the meantime, oh hey, that's the bishop's dad, K.E. Bishop. I call him
Welcome, K.E. Bishop.
but anyway, yeah, I'm actually really proud of this image, and because again, this is another place that I could have gotten shot at.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. Literally, I just convinced my mom to drive around looking for these quiet, isolated places, because something that's always bugged me about the channel is it's called the Vagrancy. The host is the vagrant, you know.
Right.
And the problem is part of the location where we are,
Mm-hmm.
the only real place we have to film the scenes with the vagrant are this bike trail basically behind our home. And it's like, is it really, are you really being a vagrant if you're out in like nature, you know?
Yeah.
And so something that I've always really cared about is an emphasis on location. I want to say it was about maybe a year ago. Wow, I feel old actually thinking about it. Another person who has actually become very important to me and I care about and I consider a very close friend, Writing Raven from Gothic Therapy.
Right.
She actually posted this thing on X. Describe your writing style and what is your motif? What is your theme? And I thought about it. You know, what is the motif? What is the one sentence pitch for the Vagrancy horror? And what I came to was, you shouldn't be here. You weren't meant to see something. And I always felt like there was a conflict of the art and the location for the live footage with the vagrant, you know, and the feel. And that's why I'm personally really excited about these new cover images and why I think they're really important, actually, because this is more the world in my head with the vagrancy. It's a real world, but it's populated by things that aren't supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and you know, maybe I'm a little fond of it because, you know, I mean, hey, if you get shot at while you're trying to take a picture, you kind of like the picture, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, I wanted to show this off, and yeah, Geek Flag knows what I'm talking about. Writing Raven, she's a wonderful little person. Her and Master of TDS are awesome folks.
Yep.
But yeah, I just wanted to share this real quick. We can close that out. I think I clicked
there we
like
go.
that. There we go. Okay. Hey, look, I didn't make it curse at me and turn itself off. I'm better at handling my computer than my mom.
Well, there you go.
In this moment, just give me 10 minutes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's like I love those type of images where the image itself tells a story, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you even think about going to an art museum, right? And if you know nothing else about the piece, you know, you can, a picture tells 1,000 words or whatever. And then you read the title underneath it and you go, wow, how does that connect to the image that I'm looking at? And you're kind of doing that same thing with this, except, you're hearing a story and you're going, how does this story necessarily connect to the picture? And sometimes it's obvious. It's, well, this is a scene from the story. Sometimes, maybe you got to look at it a little closer,
Some of the images we have, they do tie to the story itself. Some of them are meant to be more
mood pieces,
just in theme with it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the core of this mythology is the five deities, the five main, I guess they're the main characters for lack of a better term.
Sure.
And the fun thing is I've had these characters for so long. I've mentioned this before. Prince Razoth, the unformed king. He is genuinely from my nightmares as a child. I used to have real, well, maybe not really bad, but I used to have bad night terrors.
Yep.
And what's weird is they would be reoccurring, unless I wrote them down. I would have reoccurring nightmares until I put them out of my head. And that's kind of why I say that all these characters, even for the people who know the lore, even Lawrence, if you know, you know. I love all of them, but Razoth has always been very special to me because he literally has always been there with me from the beginning. And it's funny too because he has so drastically changed over the iterations and the stories and stuff like that. The same is true with Lobolus, who I could probably talk for a long time about that character too. I mean, he's so larger than life. He has his own channel now, but don't tell him; he'll probably get a big head about it.
Geek Flag Whitney wants to know if you've ever tried lucid dreaming.
Oh yeah.
So, kind of, for lack of a better term. So here's the weird thing. I have found that actually, I tend to have nightmares more when I sleep on my back versus usually I lay on my side or kind of on my stomach. But probably 9 times out of 10, if I sleep on my back, I will have some kind of a nightmare. And there have been a couple times where I actually was like, maybe I should try and trigger it. But the problem is that, again, we're talking about like heart-stopping night terrors that would actually give me chest pains and stuff. So it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to tap into that unless I kind of have to. You know what I mean? Like, we have plenty of stories to work on right now. I don't need any new ideas. But before we go, I would like to share a little bit of info about Lobolus because it's a second channel. And it's funny because I always kind of, because all of them are very special to me, of course, and I couldn't say one is my absolute favorite, but Lobolus is interesting. So, first of all, the name Lobolus was actually not my idea, and I feel kind of like, dang, I wish I had thought of this one, but actually it was Tara, my sister, came up with the idea for the name Lobolus. But the original concept for the character was I wanted to write something that was kind of a tribute or an homage to William Chambers, who horror lovers will know as the writer of The King in Yellow, Hester, The Unspeakable, etc. Kind of interesting, actually. He's known to horror lovers because Lovecraft admired him very much and actually referenced a lot of his works, which Lovecraft almost never did. Lovecraft hated to name drop and stuff like that. He liked to work with his own stuff. But Chambers was such a big influence on him, he made an exception for Chambers. But Chambers is also known as a famous poet. And it's kind of funny because whenever I mention Chambers and then Haster and stuff like that, there's two reactions. There's people who know him as the poet, and people who ask me who the hell is Robert Chambers. But I wanted to do an homage to him because he loved to write about the theater. He loved to write about plays and playwrights and stuff like that in his horror stuff. So I wanted a theatrical story. And I was looking online for ideas, trying to drudge up some inspiration. And there was this random picture I found of this person in a wolf costume on a stage. And that was kind of the lightning bolt. I was like, I like this design. I like this idea. We're going to roll with it. And the original concept was a cursed play called The Wolf at the Door. And I don't think I've ever deleted so many pages because I would be working on it and 2 or 3 pages in, I'd be like, this is completely falling apart. I hate this idea. Completely get rid of it. And it's funny because it just evolved over time, iteration after iteration, but I refused to give up on this. I wanted this theatric wolf villain thing. And it just kind of, it's weird because when a creation is organic, you can almost not tell where the changes actually occurred. How do we go from the wolf at the door to Lobolus? And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'm not 100% sure myself.
Yeah.
It just evolved on its own. And eventually, because my sister asked the question, well, where does he come from? Why is the play cursed and stuff like that? And it snowballed into the ideas that we incorporated into the Horror in the Wires, for example, Sir Lewis Wolfe, The Corrupt Knight, et cetera, et cetera. And over time, it just became Lobolus, which again, Tara came up with the name actually, because the character was originally Sir Lewis Wolfe. I just thought it was a cool name. And again, he's supposed to have a wolf mask, so it all made sense in my head. Right. And Tara was like, well, take wolf, but don't call it wolf. Call it wolf in another language. Well, Lobo, which means wolf. And then we just butchered his first name, Lewis. Lobo, Lewis, Lobolus. Plus, it's a fun word to say, actually. But anyway, and I remember when I sat down to create the YouTube channel, The Vagrancy Horror, I was like, we need to be more defined with these characters. These deities need to be front and center. They're the important thing. And what are they in relation to all of them, to each other and things like that? And I don't know what possessed me, but I just had the idea, Lobolus is the villain. He is unapologetically the bad guy. He is the worst of the worst examples of anything. And I just fell in love with how over-the-top, mean-spirited, conniving, and stuff like that he is. And the problem with that was, by the nature of the character, he's kind of meant to be in the background. He's not as, for lack of a better term, powerful as the other gods. So he has to, lurk in the shadows and stuff. And the problem with that is that doesn't give him a lot to do narratively. Until the bishop was like, you're sitting here playing a game. Why aren't you making content? Why aren't you recording something? And it was just a light bulb moment. It's like, well, F it. Why aren't we recording playing a game? And it was a snowball of ideas with, what is Lobalus doing in the current timeline? What is he doing while all his evil schemes are growing and bearing fruit? He's playing video games, being bored out of his mind with his minion.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because everything with Lobalus is someone else's idea. I hate to admit that, because it was actually the bishop and Donzen who were like, you need to get on Fortnite. Fortnite would be the perfect location for Lobalus, because Fortnite is an over-the-top ridiculous game, and Lobalus is a over-the-top ridiculous villain. And the sad thing is that I thought it wasn't going to work. I thought it was going to blow up in our face. And I looked down, and with no advertising, almost no promoting beyond, sharing a link on X, those Fortnite videos with Lobalus, all of them are in the hundreds of views, just organically on their own. Oh, we lost somebody.
I don't know, my internet just went wonky.
Really?
Yeah. So she's still here. She just
Right, yeah.
I just realized she can't hear us.
I can hear you. I can't.
She can hear me, but she can't hear you. But that's okay.
Oh dear.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's just funny how he I'd almost argue he's my favorite character that I didn't make. Because again, every good idea that's been had with him is someone else's. I have to admit it. It's the bishop. It was Donzen. It was my sister Tara. His voice is probably the only thing I've actually come up with myself. And I've mentioned this on my show before, but I used to be the DM for a D&D campaign with my friends, and we had this one villain. Everyone called him the Tall Man. And Jesus, I don't know why, but he just constantly wanted to provoke this character. And when you provoke a DM's character in D&D, bad things generally happen. And so he kind of learned, whenever he heard me talk in the Tall Man's voice, something bad was going to happen to him, probably being his own fault. And I decided to, I can talk in that voice all day long, actually. Why don't I just keep using it? And Jesus, there you are. And Jesus, to this day, I don't think he's watched any of the Lobalus videos. I don't think he's even subscribed to the Lobalus channel, because he hates that voice so much.
Yeah.
Oh, and the cherry on top of it all, when I showed him the video where Lobalus debuted, The Horror in the Wires, I was actually watching him, and I saw his eyes just get wide when he heard Lobalus talk, because he recognized the voice. And he still hates Lobalus so much for that, just because of the voice. But yeah, no, that's my cheap pop for the second channel, which go and subscribe there too.
There you go. Welcome to Tommy the Guinea Pig Collective, and if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the Vagrancy Horror, linked up above.
Yep, we are currently at 421 subscribers.
Great job, guys.
Y'all know I like my round numbers. Can we get at least one more to make it 422?
Exactly.
Yeah, let's see what we can do here.
So do you know from week to week on your live show what your topic is going to be?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I'll be completely honest with you.
So, like a week from yesterday, do you know what the next one's going to be?
So, we're kind of half-heartedly doing this. We want to talk about a cryptid from every state.
Okay.
And I think we're about a quarter of the way through.
Okay.
And next week on From One Side to the Other, Wednesday night, we're going to be doing more American cryptids, trying to knock out at least 3 more states, so we can almost be at like a third of the way through.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we love talking about cryptids.
What
and
part of the
Bigfoot.
country are you in right now?
I'm trying to
Not
think.
like physically in your house. I mean, in the topics.
So the next episode we're going to be talking about a cryptid from Louisiana, Alaska, and Kansas will be the three we're talking
Oh
about.
wow, that's kind of all over the place. Okay,
We're bouncing all over the place.
There you go.
The last time we did Cryptids of America, we were all up in the Northeast, and kind of an underlying theme is we're actually doing lesser known cryptids. We talk about Bigfoot and Nessie and Mothman all the time, so we're kind of trying to shine a light on some lesser known cryptids.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah, Wednesday night, 7 Mountain Time.
Yep.
We'll be going live. We go live every Wednesday. We've missed one day. There was one time we had to push it back to Thursday, but yeah, we'll be there. And next Wednesday we're going to be talking about lesser known cryptids across America. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and real quick, my dad loves mentioning this.
Yeah.
I am actually a distant relation to the Chocoloca monster.
Okay.
Yeah, that we talked about that about a month or two ago. Yeah, he's so proud of that. He mentions it every chance he gets. But yeah, that's from one side to the other. It is kind of a thrown together thing because, like I said, so many things on my channels and my whole career really are just try it. Like I said, it's F it, why not? But yeah, I'd love to see all you guys there.
Awesome. Okay, we have a few things coming up the rest of the week. This is Thursday. So if you stay right here after the stream ends, you'll be automatically directed to Deleted Scenes Weekend Updates. So don't leave the channel. Just stay here. It'll automatically send you there. And then you can find out what Deleted is going to be up to because he's like everywhere doing everything.
Yes, exactly.
On Friday night, we have Friday Night Last Call with the love of my life, that gorgeous guy up in that upper right corner there. Do you have a subject, sweetie?
Absolutely. So we will be joined by the aforementioned Deleted Scenes to talk about the last 2 episodes of Outer Range. Sadly ending. We won't be getting another season, so we will be talking about the episodes, taking a look back at the series and kind of projecting where we think the series would have gone.
And I have so many questions that weren't answered.
Maybe we can answer all of those tomorrow night. That'll be 9 Central, 10 Eastern on my channel. And of course, we'll be simulcasting over on, right here and over on Age Boomer's channel, and probably on Deleted Scenes channel. Exactly.
All the channels. Saturday, we will be over on Big Al Presents channel for
time after time.
Time after time.
Yeah.
So make sure you join us for that. And of course, Deleted is like all in there.
That's of course the 79 film, not like the song or something.
Yeah, it's not the song. And Deleted Scenes has got a bunch of stuff going on, which is what Weekend Update coming up next. And we'll be telling you all about. So that's Saturday. Sunday, Age Boomer for Geeky Geezers with Troy Pacelli. We'll be talking about your latest geek news, and
we got some updated news on the Paramount merger, and we got a lot to talk about with Disney. They've been giving us a lot of material lately, so we will be bringing you all that and more at 8 Central, 9 Eastern on Sunday. Flanked by a whole bunch of Deleted Scenes projects that you're going to find out about in less than 20 minutes.
Yes. Then say Monday night. Is it Monday night with
Last Calls Monday Night at the Movies?
Yeah, it's like I'm still getting used to that title. So what is the movies this week?
We are going to be wrapping up the summer. It's the last Monday in August, and for me, August was always the last month of summer. September started back to school for me, so I figured this will be and there's more more connective tissue for these movies than just the end of summer, but Corvette Summer and American Graffiti. Like I said, a lot of connective tissue between those two films. We'll be talking about those as we watch them together on Monday, my channel, 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
Yep. Let's see, then Tuesday we'll be over on Deleted Scenes for Sparkle 21 for another exciting episode of Twin Peaks. Do we know what this one is called, this episode?
I never remember them by name, but this is we took a jaunt back in time to kind of get sort of an establishing how Twin Peaks, the weirdness in the woods or whatever kind of may have started. But this week we'll get back to Dougie Jones and Janie E. and
it just gets weirder from here.
Yeah, and some of our friends in Twin Peaks proper.
And then, of course, nothing going on Wednesday.
That we're aware.
My guest next.
Well, no, actually, I mean, as long as we're here, of course, Christoph, join Christoph on his channel.
Yes.
The Vagrancy Horror. For what's the name of the weekly show, Christoph?
From One Side to the Other.
I always forget. I confuse it with a couple other similar type shows. And that starts at what time again?
7 p.m. Mountain Time.
7 p.m. Mountain. So
which is 8 Central.
Yes, and then 9 Eastern.
9
so
Eastern, yeah.
There you go.
And I only know that because Maria with Tea and Telly is also Mountain Time. And that's the only reason why I know that.
Which brings us back around to next Thursday. Netter, who's
my special guest is right here in the chat.
Yes, he is.
Curtis Selby.
Yep.
So
welcoming him back,
yes.
And getting there's a lot to update us on because a lot's been happening on his channel since we saw him last.
Exactly.
So.
And if you are interested in being a guest on Thursday Things, you can drop me a DM on Twitter X. I know you.
Twix.
Yes, Twix. I know you have to follow me in order to be able to DM me, but I don't have anything set up saying that you can't DM me just to DM me. But I did figure out from somebody else that you need to at least follow me so that you can DM me. And if Twitter's being weird and does not want you to DM me, you can also email me. Go to any of my Thursday Things in the description below, like in this one. There's also my email address.
Or if you're following me, I can hook you guys up.
Yeah, that too. And if you send me an email, just put in the subject line Thursday Things so I know it's not a spam thing. And put which Thursday you'd like to be a guest. Right now I'm looking for, let me take a quick look. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Too many spreadsheets open. I'm looking for September 19th and beyond. So, put which week you would like. My only thing is that you need to have a channel of your own that you're trying to grow with your own content.
Yep.
So if it's, just things you like from other people, that's not growing your channel.
Yep.
That's you talking about people you like, which is great, but it's not your channel that's going to be growing. So you need to have a channel that's growing your own content. And if you're emailing me and it's your real name, tell me what your screen name is so I know who you are.
Sometimes we don't make the connection.
Yeah. Yes. Christoph.
Real quick before we get out of here, I noticed that in the chat they're talking about a cryptid from Oklahoma. I actually know this one. It's a lot of people just call it the Oklahoma octopus or Okie.
Yep, Curtis Selby knew that.
Yeah, Oklahoma octopus or Okie, as some people know it. It's a weird one. It's one of those less probable cryptids, but yeah, I've heard of the Oklahoma octopus. I've heard of Okie. Just wanted to not let them shuffle around in the dark in the chat there.
Yeah, there's been so many messages. I've been trying to kind of keep up with them, and it's like there's just so many. You cannot keep up with all the chats. It's really hard. But I do try to say at least hello to everyone when they come in. So as soon as I see somebody come in, I say a quick hello. Y'all know you are my sweeties. So I have to always say hello to y'all. So let's see where we are right now before I do my sign off. We are still at 421. It's like, I'm sure there's at least one person out there who is not yet subbed. Can you go over to his channel and let's make it even 422? And while you are doing that, and I'll check again before I sign off completely, y'all know what I always say. Yeah. Well, first, please make sure that you are not just subbed to our panel, but sub to every member of the chat, because together we grow. And if you think you're sub, please go back and double check you're still sub, because YouTube sucks. And with that said, we can talk amongst ourselves, and that's all well good and fun. But it's so much more fun when you guys are joining us in the chat and you're dropping your comments, questions, trivia, being goofy, whatever it may be. And it doesn't feel like we're separated by miles or continents in some cases. Hi, Sashi. It feels like we're all hanging out in the same room. We're enjoying each other's company. We're having a great time. We're passing the popcorn. And you guys, you're not just our friends. You are our family. We love you guys, and we appreciate you so very much. JPRPH1 says he's triple subbed. You guys are so encouraging. You can be anywhere right now, and you're here. I'm showing that I have 19, well, now 18, because somebody just dropped out, 18 people in the chat. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for encouraging us all so very much. I'm going to take a real quick look back at Vagrancy's channel. Did I get that one? I didn't get that one. I'm bummed.
It could very well be that every single person here has
that
subscribed.
Could be, yes. But I also know that people watching this on the rewatch that aren't here tonight and haven't been here tonight will probably sub as well. But I'm really encouraged. We got 421 subs from 413. So that's what, 8 subs? Did I count that right? Right. I can't add.
Numbers are not my strong suit. Don't ask me that.
8. Yes, it is 8. Okay. I did that right. So that's 8 new subs. So thank you, my lovelies, for that. Y'all know I super appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. I hope that we will see you tomorrow night over on Troy's stream for Last Call. Well, you can watch him have the drink of the night. Do you know what your drink is going to be, babe?
I don't, but I may front load with some shots. We'll see.
We're going to have something. So come over to Troy's stream tomorrow night and watch him get blitzed. But right now, stay right here and you'll be redirected to deleted scenes for his weekend update. Until next time, good night and God bless.